I just remember the first day when my camera actually arrived. A guy brought it up and put it on my desk, this huge sort of box, and there's another box with a tripod, and he said, well, there you go. And I got the instruction manual out, and it was kind of this thick, and I actually couldn't go near it for about 2 days. I was just too scared. The buttons didn't mean anything to me, nothing meant anything at all. It was just a completely alien concept.
That was a year ago. Today, ideas about video online are in bloom. The phenomenal growth, or in vogue, however you say it, of video on the net can't be denied. And somewhere in there, something called video journalism is emerging.
Definitely isn't easy. When I tell people that I was going on this course, they're like, why do you need to do a course to learn how to use a camera? And believe me, you really do. I mean, it's not simple. It looks simple when you're watching on television, but that's because the people are so skilled. It does take a lot of practice.
Well, we're at a place called Castle Howard, where they actually shot Brideshead Revisited, and with new cohorts of video journalists from regional newspapers who are proving to be formidable, really. We're actually here shooting a feature, which we'll look at in time. At the moment, they've all scattered to the four ends of this particular estate to shoot various bits that will make up their film. Let's go and see how they're doing. Okay, so just walking along here, you can see to my right there's Vicky, who's shooting a long shot. How do you find it so far, Vicky?
I think it's beautiful.
Are you
Really
overshooting?
stunning.
Are you overshooting?
Yes. Just a bit. Getting a bit carried away.
Okay, yeah, but sun's out. Nice, lovely place. And yeah, I think in a minute we better go and grab woman who's standing in the far distance there before she goes. Yeah. Shall I let you carry on shooting?
These journalists have had an intense 3 days of video journalism on the back end of a 2-week course on the fundamentals of TV and cameras.
And then within about half an hour of this final week, with this guy, just realised that it was again a huge step on from what we knew before. Just the very way to handle a camera, how you can actually move with it, and it doesn't have to be a fixed point all the time. That it can be far more fluid. So again, it was kind of having to turn your brain round again.
What's happening, Tony?
They're just trying to get some one-to-ones with their owner, but she's got to take us inside in 5 minutes, so she's only actually done 2 interviews, so 4 of them look like they're going to miss out on her. They're going to have some great shots, but no interview
Who
to
hasn't
go
done
with
it?
Making your own film is definitely not revolutionary in the era of YouTube yourself, but video journalism offers a way into news production using the tenets of strong journalism with new ideas towards the narrative and production process. What you shoot, more or less, is the edit. The story at Castle Howard, William Morris, an 18th century artist, and the then lady of the house's indiscretions will test their new skills.
She had, what, 1 lover, 2 lovers, 3 lovers?
I don't know how many lovers she had. I only know about Rossetti, but
Okay.
Morris was a busy man, and maybe he couldn't give her the attention that she needed.
The piece to camera where the journalist often signs off. It's not as easy as it seems, but there are new techniques emerging. Video journalism is about writing with your camera as the story literally unfolds on location, using stronger pictures, intimacy and immediacy. That's hot reporting.
So, be conversational, but just set the right tone.
You're telling your mum that someone in the family had died or something.
Yeah,
It's different if you're telling your mum that you just want a prize. Or something,
Absolutely.
isn't it?
But the bottom line would still be, you wouldn't be shouting or hailing into the camera. Got everything, Zoe? So today, as the blah 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 blah, no one talks like that. So if you actually just say, and it becomes, and also remember something else that happens with online. It's a one-on-one conversation you're having with someone.
Because it's only going to be
one person watching it.
Yeah.
So that tone works even much better there when you're just having that one conversation. Thank you very much. Much obliged. I think yes, we are indeed. Sequence is all there.
I think so, yeah. I think so. test will be when we get back and
start editing.
yeah,
Fabulous.
so we realise there's absolutely no sequences. But, yeah, I think so. I think we're okay. Just missing around with shutter speed.
Well, you know, I'm sure newspapers will exist in some form or another for quite a few years to come, but I'm not sure in what capacity. I don't think anybody is at the moment. I'm sure that a lot of dailies might become bi-weeklies and concentrate more on the internet and video, but personally from a print background, I hope that it doesn't happen for a very long time, but I think it may be inevitable.
A couple of things though are indisputable about video on the net's popularity. It's increasing and more organisations, newspapers aside, are using it to pull in viewers. Video journalism has been practiced in the UK since 1994 and all the signs are that it will continue to grow.
I used to be a newspaper journalist. Now I'm a video journalist, which means I kind of do everything in one. I film, I interview, so I'm still a reporter. Then I get back to the office and I edit it all together in a package and I upload it onto our website.
Given that you're one of the first VJs, dedicated VJs from the newspaper industry, how does that grab you?
It didn't strike me until yesterday when you pointed the fact out that we were probably the first video journalists dedicated at a newspaper, and it's quite an exciting feeling. Certainly something to add to our CVs. Yes, it is exciting. It's nice to be part of something new and different, and it's nice to know that our newspaper's leading the way, really, with this.
So it's quite nice to know that I can pick up a camera and work in a traditional way, but if there's a story that I want to play around with on my own, hopefully that sort of VJ mentality will allow me to do something a bit more.
I love the fact there's a special run that you can do that doesn't bounce the camera too much. I think you said it was a bit of a canter, which you still haven't shown us properly, so I want to see that. So I'm going to take away the fact that you've got to kind of shadow people as you walk behind them, and you've got to run a certain way so the camera doesn't bounce. Just little tricks that no one else will ever know about. They made me laugh.
As soon as I get back to the office next week, you know, it's stuff that we can, you know, really put into practice from the minute we turn the camera on again. And I'm certainly going to be doing lots of, I think, much different things that I didn't even really know about before we started this week. One of the favourites would be, we haven't done many pieces, if any pieces to camera, and certainly the idea of doing a piece of camera was always, you know, you fix it on a tripod and try and get yourself in focus. But now this whole idea that you can just hold the camera in front of you, wherever you are at any minute, and just do a piece straight into the camera, it's really immediate and really personal. I think that's a great idea, great little technique.
What we try to demonstrate here is how very quickly print and video journalists can assemble their story, and that really the discipline really is to know when to shoot and not what to shoot as well. And there's always going to be great temptations when you come onto a location like this to just shoot to your heart's desire, but really the discipline is to basically undershoot. I know that sounds a bit of a not an oxymoron, but a contradiction in terms, because, you know, you're always told you can't get enough GVs. But in this case, you really have to be disciplined so that when you go and you lay it down onto your timeline, the story's there waiting for you just to do little snips here and things there. So from Castle Howard, this beautiful manor in central England, where the film Brideshead Revisited was shot, see you soon. And towards the end of this package, we should be seeing some of the shots that the actual students themselves have taken and how they look. Bye now.
Video journalism is ultimately about the democratization of TV and visual news. It's about undoing the formulaic narrative, and that's a good thing. What you're about to see may be far from radical, but these stories come from 3 days of training, shooting on average 12 minutes for a 2-minute piece and putting it together in record time. It wasn't until recently a road less travelled, but now provides a route for a more contemporary form of storytelling.